What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Joey JCM, and today we have a little review from the soul on the go, I guess you can say. Joker 2. I feel like by now everyone's heard some things, and maybe at this point everybody knows the deal, but there was still some things that I wanted to say about it. And, you know, maybe some people haven't seen it. I don't know. But the thing is, it's like a shame. It's a shame because there's good things about this situation and the movie. Okay? I'm trying to remain spoiler-free here. At this point, I feel like there's a lot of like, towards it. Maybe the situation is most already know or don't care. But still, I'm going to do spoiler-free. Maybe we make a part 2 talking about spoilers. That'd be great. But this movie, see, I feel like a lot of people, the message that I'm getting is that, you know, the Joker 1 was like a serious, you know, movie, serious Joker situation. And number 2, oh, it's about singing and stuff, and it's like a jolly movie. That's not the case. It's not a jolly movie. It's still the same Joker, which that's a good part about it, you know? And look, Joaquin Phoenix is great. He loves the role. And he even said himself, he's like, he doesn't do sequels and stuff like that. So for him to do this, it was like, whoa, that's why, you know, I had faith. Plus, it was going to be, you know, the same director and stuff. So I was excited. But also, you know, there is some stuff going on in DC right now where they're kind of destroying everything. A lot of things that people love. So there was a part of me that was like, you know, oh man, what's going to happen there? But for some reason, though, I also felt like maybe not. Maybe this movie won't be touched, right? So same actor, same director, and he was amazing. Lady Gaga was great too. You know what I mean? This is what I said about this movie. I said that it's Joker 1 DLC. You know what I mean? So it's Joker 1, like, with a little bit more. It's not, I guess, well, it's not officially called 2. I actually just, like, I was like, what does it mean, Folly Duix, whatever? It actually means, like, madness of 2 or, like, shared delusion. Right? Okay, so, you know, 2 people are delusional. It's part 2. It's not like a serious situation. Meaning, like, the first one was like a big event. You know, this is more of like, if you want to just see more of him in action. Now, you can take a character and you can go, like, anywhere with it. As long as that character is, like, being themselves. Right? So that's what's kind of going on here. It's just more of Joaquin Phoenix being awesome as the Joker. But nothing too crazy going on. It's like I said, it's like DLC, you know, downloadable content. It's like, it's not the main game, but it's like an add-on that you download later on that you just get to see maybe a little bit more of what's going on and a little bit different perspective, you know, story. But it's not like a main thing. And that's okay, because as long as, like, you know, the story is intact and the character's being the character, it's enjoyable. Maybe it's not as crazy as the first one, but you're still, like, enjoying seeing this guy in action, seeing the Joker in action. And what, the first one ended with him back in jail or the psych ward or whatever, right? So, you know, you thought that this one was going to be about how he, you know, Joker always breaks out of jail, right? Maybe not as crazy as the first one. Towards the end, I thought it started to pick up, and it was like, oh, here we go, you know? So maybe some people might say the beginning was, like, slow or something. But again, for me, just, like, you see these characters, you could put them anywhere. As long as they're being the characters. You could put them on a deserted island. These characters could go on any adventure you want them to go on. Anywhere your imagination could take them is fine, as long as they're still being that character in the situation. So the singing, right? This is not a happy, jolly movie. This movie is, like, it's the same vibe as the Joker. So that's a good thing. You know what I mean? The singing, basically, it didn't bother me because it's like when you see it, it's like it's kind of understood that the singing is just like the craziness in their head. You know what I mean? And it kind of like fit with the situation. It wasn't like any craziness was sacrificed to get happy, jolly singing there. You know what I mean? The craziness was still there. When they went into the singing, it was like, you know, the crazy stuff going on in their head. So to me, the singing wasn't the problem. And the musical, it really wasn't a musical. It was still the same psycho stuff. But when you got inside their head, it was like, woo! Like, that's kind of what the singing was about. So for me, you know, it's a shame. Like 90% of this movie I thought was great. Or you're still seeing, you know, the Joker in action. You know, but whether you wanted a crazy movie, but you're still seeing the Joker in action. So I thought 90% of this movie was great. Now, the problem is that the real problem with this movie, and 10% of this movie, you know, trying to remain spoiler-free, where is that 10%? I guess I'll leave that part out. But 10% of this movie that's what ruined the whole series. Ruined the whole series. And it didn't, like, not that it didn't make sense. Like, that 10% made sense within the 10%. But it just, that 10%, like, it was like someone came in, ripped out a couple of pages. The whole movie was about the Joker. And then someone came in and ripped out 10% of the pages. And then just all of a sudden made a movie about something else. So it was like the channel was changed. That's the real problem with this movie for me. And that's what I think truly ruined this movie and the whole series. So that, like I said, is really it's not the singing. He was great. She was great. The whole movie, I thought I would have been, if it's stopped at like a certain point and they did a little, it would have been perfect. Because there was other elements of Batman stuff in here and Gotham and things and like, but like I said, it was that 10% of the movie that just like, it changed the channel. And it was like all of a sudden it was about a different thing, a different person, a different situation. Now, I guess the last thing I could say, now how do I say this spoiler free? This whole series, the vibe of it was that this was a prequel. Now, again, not a direct prequel to anything we know, but its own kind of prequel. It was supposed to be a prequel. And that's the idea of this whole series. And those 10 pages that I said were ripped out, kind of, that was another thing also that made it all of a sudden not a prequel to what we would think it should be or something, you know. So a phrase that I said was that this movie was not the art of a prequel. It was, like I said, 90% of it was. It was all there. It all fit. It continued from the first movie, but followed where it should have went. But like I said, in the end, overall, this movie all of a sudden wasn't the art of a prequel. And yeah, so that's my main things of it. That the singing, I don't think was the real problem. It was that this 10% of the movie at some point just changed the channel and just made it about something else. And that's what kind of ruined everything. A real shame because, again, he did an amazing job. I would say go see it for him. If the situation was that it was a musical versus the first movie, I would still say go see it because he was great. You know, as long as you kept the subject a certain way, it really doesn't matter what you do or where you go, like I said. But I can't even recommend this movie now because that 10% just makes everything like, it makes it not worth it. And it's a shame because I would love to say, go watch it for him. He's amazing again. She was great. Lady Gaga too. I would love to be able to say, still go see it, but you can't because there's no like kind of reason to. You know what I mean? That's a real shame. That's a real shame. I heard it's coming on digital very soon, so if you still want to see it for yourself and see what like happened, you can. I think at the end of October, like within the same month, it's going to digital or something. But yeah, what a shame. Just what a shame. So overall, loved most of it. It probably wasn't like I said, the main game. It was DLC, but you're still seeing these characters be these characters. So that was beautiful. That was great. Joaquin Phoenix like loves the role, but 10% of the movie just killed the whole series, unfortunately, because it made it about, it just changed the channel. It changed the channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joey JCM and Review from the Soul, where we just, how did something make us feel? We don't try to do things one way or another way. We just experience it, and then we see how it made our soul feel. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for now. We'll see you guys later.